God meets you where you're at. He doesn't wait for you to clean up your act, dress up, go to church, but He actually comes into your neighborhood. I feel like that's what Word Made Flesh is just being present with people where they're at.
What is Word Made Flesh? Well, we're a missional community of believers who love Jesus, and we want to serve Him in populations that are suffering from poverty and exploitation, and that looks different in different places around the world, but mostly with women and children.
So John 1:14 says, "The Word became flesh and moved into the neighborhood." And I really love that verse and how it sums up so much of what Word Made Flesh does, is that we are in a neighborhood, we know the people there intimately by name.
He's calling us to go into communities of need. A lot of these places are locations where people are moving out of, or they want to leave. What God is saying, you go in.
We focus on not just like quantity, but on quality of services that we provide, and we serve through community. We talk about our communities around the world, not just our programs, not just our fields, but our communities. And that's because we realize that healing takes place in the context of relationship. And so that's really what Word Made Flesh is about. It's about creating spaces where healing can happen for people, like I said, affected by poverty, exploitation, in the context of relationships.
Proximity, it means that we are neighbors. It means that we share struggles. It means that when our neighborhood is flooded, our neighbors are suffering from that, and we are also suffering from that.
All of our community centers are in neighborhoods, are in residential areas. They aren't in corporate buildings, they aren't off on the edges, but they are in the heart of a neighborhood. And so we get to see people every single day on our walks to the centers or in the walks that we do in our neighborhoods.
It wasn't doing a project for or at people, it was doing something with people. And I think that preposition "with" is one of the most important words of all of Scripture.
Our approach to ministry is very just holistic. I mean, so we are thinking about the whole person, not just preaching the gospel and not just doing social services, but kind of seeing the children and the families we serve as whole people.
It was very mustard seed, like there was this small but powerful thing going on that was very under the radar, so to speak, of what the world tends to think of as like big and impactful and powerful. Word Made Flesh was planting seeds in these hidden places and growing beauty and growing relationships and the love of Christ in ways that weren't a huge flash in a pan, but would grow deep.
The heart of God is for the whole world, and as you start to encounter different locations, different cultures, different communities, different issues, you're also encountering something different in the heart of God. God is calling us to participate in His life, to be His body in the world, to be His hands and feet. So we talk about the Word made flesh. It is, how can we be that tangible expression of God's love to those who are experiencing dire need?